Hello, good morning, good afternoon, welcome. I'm very pleased to be joined by Valentina di Mauro. Valentina is an engineer of 20 years of standing, works for Honeywell, and is currently the global offering manager for LOHC and Naptha. So welcome, Valentina. Thanks for joining me.
Thank you for having me.
So you're obviously, Honeywell are a supporter of the World Hydrogen Week and specifically the World Hydrogen Derivatives Summit, where you're going to be taking part as a speaker in one of the many debates. So maybe just interesting to see your background as an Italian in the UK and an engineer and now involved in, I guess, hydrogen, just to give us a bit of your own personal journey and how you got to your role.
Oh, thank you. Thank you for asking. So as you said, I've been in the industry about 20 years. I worked for a major contractor at the beginning of my career, straight out of university. And then I moved to the UK, where I joined Honeywell UOP. And then I spent some time in the US as well, being trained and working in the US. And then I returned in the UK, where I have been now for 18 years, roughly. Um, Regarding working for Honeywell, it's a great company to work for. It's a Fortune 500 company. It has 99,000 employees across, I don't know, 700 plus sites. So it's a really large corporation.
Mm.
And what I like about it is that one of Honeywell's missions is to shape the future as a technology leader. And so that's what I wanted to do,
Mhm.
specifically in my career, contribute to people's lives, not just have a technical job and be an
Yeah.
engineer. And so Honeywell and specifically UOP, as some might know, they are a major player in core refining and petrochemical technologies. I've seen you've talked to my colleague Drew Malone about emerging renewable fuels. So at this point, you know that we are very much present in the renewable fuel space as well. And so we believe we have the technology and the expertise to advance the hydrogen economy as well and to
Yeah.
contribute at all stages of that value chain.
And that challenge, I mean, LOHC is very specific, I guess, solution. And what are you seeing as that sort of core challenges around hydrogen? And is it around that sort of midstream distribution?
Yeah, so as Honeywell, we really try to take up those challenges, and we try to insert value at all points of the value chain, right? So we have an offering around catalyst coated membrane solutions
Mhm.
that you can sell into the electrolyzers. We provide offerings around managing distribution and full automation of terminals that would be moving this hydrogen, and also hydrogen purification. In my opinion, the main challenges can main that you can the way you look at it, you look at the various stages. So there's
Mm.
certainly challenges in production. Cost of production needs to come down to be comparable to other forms of producing hydrogen that is not green. So you need to look at comparing towards versus SMRs and other fossil fuel based pathways. But other challenges are non-traditional challenges like continuous operation of the plants and asset availability, production efficiency. And then when you look at distribution, there's the storage portion of hydrogen, which is quite complicated. And then in terms of moving hydrogen, you need to look at maintaining purity during this transport phase and minimizing hydrogen losses, because that's a really valuable product. And basically, these are all aspects that we have looked at addressing with our hydrogen carrier solution.
Mhm. And that's obviously a core sort of specific solution of I guess LOHC. And what is the current status of the development of your sort of LOHC solutions and what's happening?
Okay, so the Honeywell LOHC solution is based on two proven Honeywell UOP technologies. And as such, it is ready now at commercial, large scale, typical commercial oil and gas petrochemical scale.
Mm.
So it's ready for a large distribution in the I don't know, 50, 100, 150,000 tons per year and more as needed by customers. It is based on existing technology and it's based on existing products like catalysts that are commercially operating. And so it is effectively proven and it's ready ready to be put into operation. So we are ready. I don't know if I said ready enough times.
And in terms of I mean, I imagine you're working at various stages on a number of projects. Whereabouts are those projects? And I guess there's technology readiness, and then like there's sort of commercial readiness as appreciated, I guess, by financiers and people who are risking capital. And so that obviously is also has to be evaluated, I guess, in stages and sort of proven. So that is a process. So whereabouts are you in that process in terms of sort of scaling up and working on some of the projects? I'm not sure what you can disclose and what you're working on.
Sure. So we have a number of engagements with global customers. I cover the global portfolio, so I speak to customers from everywhere, from locations that traditionally we think about as importers as well as exporters of hydrogen, and it's a full spectrum of readiness and acceptance, even from the market, of this LOHC solution. And so there are some who are looking at early feasibility, they're collecting high-level information. There are some who are very close to making an investment decision. And so we work and we approach these in different ways with different business models, different kind of conversation, but still with support and collaborative aspect. I think one of the main challenges that is specific to all LOHC providers is that ammonia is seen as the way to transport hydrogen today. And ammonia is a pathway that has a lot of advantages and they cannot be denied, but also it is not the only way. And especially in situations where the issues about handling ammonia, permitting around ammonia transportation, and situations where the hydrogen is needed in its pure form at the point of import, LOHC is a very viable, very credible alternative that should be on investors' radar.
Yeah. Excellent. And I mean, you mentioned some of the, I guess, traditional markets, both for import and export. What about some of the non-traditional markets? Are they also looking at LOHC? I'm talking about maybe, I don't know, Namibia or Kenya or some of these areas which have been, I guess, blessed with good renewables, good renewable electricity potential, and now potentially have, a new export market.
Yeah, there are certainly a lot of initiatives in emerging economies do exactly with this readily accessible renewable energy. So we are considering those engagements as well. Yeah, definitely see a lot of that.
And in terms of sort of Honeywell, I mean, I guess you kind of covered the spectrum of everything that you're doing, and yeah, clearly a huge business with some big firepower and a lot of experience and manpower. What do you think is special around that Honeywell's bringing to the industry, and also what other sort of experiences can you share?
Yeah, I mean, as Honeywell, and specifically as Honeywell UOP, we are in the business of innovating, right? And innovation can go many ways, can be a disruptor, can be an incremental change on something that already exists and needs to be adapted to new markets and new needs and just simply new ways of life, right? And so Honeywell brings the powerhouse of the big corporation, the expertise, the sharing of best practices across businesses, combined with the mentality of Honeywell UOP, who has been innovating for over 100 years in the industry that makes the world go around. It used to be oil and gas. Will it switch to hydrogen? If it does, we're ready. And we want to help shape the future in that direction.
Excellent. Well, that's pretty succinct, and we're very pleased for your support. As I mentioned, you'll be speaking at the World Hydrogen Derivatives Summit, which is the first couple of days at World Hydrogen Week. That's actually probably been sold out now, so that room is already full. So a lot of interest in derivatives, a lot of interest in LOHC. We look forward to you taking part in World Hydrogen Week, and look forward to meeting you personally on October the 9th.
Thank you. I look forward to attending and meeting you in person. Thank you for your time.
Grazie mille. Ciao.
Ciao.
Ciao.